Welcome back. You are watching MSNBC. I'm Stephanie Ruhle, and we are talking for the first time, hearing from the husband of a woman in the middle of a bizarre kidnapping mystery. Authorities say 2 women kidnapped 34-year-old mom Sherry Papini, holding her captive for 3 weeks and branding her before dropping her off 150 miles from the spot where they took her.
They opened the door. She doesn't know because she had a bag over her head. They cut something to free her restraint that was holding her into the vehicle, and then kind of pushed her out of the vehicle.
Papini's husband says his wife was badly bruised, her nose was broken, her long blonde hair chopped off, and she weighed only 87 pounds. And the motive remains a complete mystery. Joining me now, radio host and attorney Mo Ivory and retired New Jersey Police Lieutenant Stephen Rogers. Good morning to you both. Stephen, I want to start with you. Papini's husband says it was 2 Latino women. She didn't know them. 3 weeks she was held captive. Yes, they're trying to draw up sketches, but how do you even start an investigation like this? This
investigation starts at ground zero with the family. The husband will be interviewed first, and then what the police will do is interview relatives, close friends. They will look on the internet, for example, any communications on the phones or computers. This is a very difficult case because there is no motive, and I know there's been a lot of speculation out there whether this is a hoax or not, but I always say this to people. You have a crime victim, fall on the side of the crime victim, and then as the police investigate, then you can start drawing conclusions as to what happened here.
Police say it's legit, but it is bizarre. Mo, what is your reaction?
Yeah, I've been watching this story for, a couple of weeks now in the news since her disappearance, and it's just the oddest thing. I mean, first I feel, very, very sorry for her. I mean, obviously her injuries are so severe, and she was somewhere for 3 weeks, not with her family, and obviously under duress. Now, what the conditions of that are, we don't know, but I mean, it's just a very sad story. It's peculiar that she was dropped off on Thanksgiving Day. I found that to be a little peculiar when all this conspiracy theories began, that maybe she was having an affair, maybe she gave these injuries to herself. I mean, it's just so bizarre, and with no information except her side of the story, how do we know if it's true or not? I mean, I can't imagine it couldn't be true, but we've seen things, materialize as the investigation goes on.
Stephen, if you say you got to start at ground zero with her family, with their friends, for the police, does it make it more difficult that her husband and the sheriff are out there talking to the media? I mean, sure, we're interested. Inquiring minds want to know, but a case this serious, this strange, why go so public when they need to be in information gathering mode?
Well, you're absolutely right, but I'll share with you about the asset of going public. There are police criminal profilers watching every single interview. I watched him when you had him up there.
And what did you think?
I have some concern that look, we all grieve differently, but I got to tell you, if my wife was tortured and beaten like that, I wouldn't be on TV in kind of a calm way explaining in detail what happened. So we are looking at this, and I'm looking at that, and I'm saying to myself, we better put the brakes on a little bit because there's something not right here. And I agree with Mo. And Mo, how you doing? I really enjoy being on the air with you.
Together. This is,
You're my pal now.
This is bizarre in many, many ways. Mo,
yeah,
to Stephen's point, do you agree with that? The husband speaking out. I mean, this woman was branded. If I was branded, if I was tortured like this, I can't imagine that my husband would be out there speaking.
Absolutely, but also legally, yes. And I couldn't understand why he was on Good Morning America, while he was. Many reports have said that this was a little bit of a attention-seeking kind of couple. They love to sort of put a lot of their business out, and that they were always the kind that would be sort of a reality show ready to go. And so we really have to look at that. But legally speaking, he is compromising the investigation, both the police investigation and what could happen legally, by continuing to make statements. He did not even call the police department to let them know that he was going to make a statement. So he is already sort of, I don't want to say tampering with evidence, but he is making the police department's job very hard to try to find these 2, alleged suspects and to be able to bring them to justice when he continues to give a pour out information about what he, seems to think is the truth.
Now, from the law enforcement perspective, everything Mo said is correct. I look at it as him adding value to the investigation. investigation. Because, again, we're looking at behavior. There's criminal psychologists listening to everything he is saying. There's behavioral people in law enforcement looking at him on Good Morning America on TV. See, this is what these individuals don't realize.
So it's looking at his behavior.
Yes, his behavior. Every single person that's going to go on the air or be interviewed, believe me, they're going to get down to the bottom of this like they always do. And I think it's going to be done shortly. Yes.
That's a great point legally if he's going to eventually be a suspect.
Yes.
So all of the allowing him to, loosely talk, if he ends up being a suspect, will absolutely be advantageous to the police.
Exactly right. And
all right, but just to be clear.
Yes.
He is not a suspect.
He's not.
No one has said he is a suspect.
No.
Right now, the police are beginning to look for two women. Ms. Papini has described them as two Latino women who she didn't know. So I just want to be clear, he is not a
Stephanie,
suspect.
that's what we were told they're looking for, but they're looking for other things and other evidence, believe me.
Right.
All right, well, this case is still unfolding. I really appreciate both of you.
You're
sharing
welcome.
your thoughts
Thank you.
this morning.
Have a good one, Mo.
You too, Steve.
Thank you.
I mean, look at this.